Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today we're going to meet Jamie, who lives in this really nice Ford high top van and has just about ready to start her van dwelling life, although you're not new to the nomad life. You've lived in a vehicle before.
Yes, I moved around a lot, many states. I think I've lived in 7 states, so yeah, I'm used to being mobile. I don't know, I like exploring, I like new places, it's inspirational for me. I prefer mountains.
And you were in a trailer for a while.
Last year I was in a burro. It was a 10-foot burro, and I was a campground host up in California.
Oh, really?
In the Sierras, Yep.
For those of you that don't know, a burro is an egg-shaped, like a scamp or a casita.
Yep,
Really very similar.
yes.
And it was 10 foot.
10 foot,
Wow, that was a small one.
yeah, very
Wow.
small.
So you have the taste. This isn't your first foray into living in a tiny space. Actually, you may have more space here than you did there. About the same.
It's about the same.
About
It's
the
about 10 foot by 6, which
Right.
is what I had there.
Yeah,
yeah.
very similar.
But this is more movable because, of course, that is all fiberglass, so nothing can be changed around.
So yeah, that's the great thing about a van is you can move it around and change it as it works for you. And one of the things you did was cut your whole top off and put a high top on.
Yeah, that was a little scary. I was initially looking for a van that had the high top already, a conversion van, or, I thought about the Sprinter, but I just heard so many problems mechanically, and finding a diesel mechanic, I just didn't want to deal with it. So went with the Ford, and it had low mileage and not that old, 2005, and I decided to find a company that was on the East Coast because I was in Florida, and I went with them and got the high top put on. Wasn't the best experience, probably not the best company to go with. It's had some revamping done, but I hope it's going to last a good long while. The amount of space compared to not having the high top is just above and beyond. It just makes it so much more comfortable. And I'm short, I'm only 5'2", but still just being able to put stuff up and not having to bend down to get everything all the time is great.
And it gives you a real sense of openness and a feeling of openness.
It really does.
And you're young yet, so how are you supporting yourself on the road?
I am a photographer assistant, sort of a digital tech. I've been many things. I was also a biologist, a professional photographer, and this is what is working for me now. It's very flexible. I love the people that I work for, and I'm hoping it's going to work really well on the road. The biggest issue may be internet, making sure I have good high-speed internet when I need it, and just getting, images back and forth, but I think it'll be okay.
Having a high-tech skill makes living in a van really easy.
And I had to buy a car. I didn't own a car because I sold it before I went to Panama. So I was just like, this makes the most sense. I'm sort of a nomad anyway, so let's just, both feet in and try it.
If you need a vehicle, get the van.
Exactly.
Now, I guess you would have debated between a minivan and a van, a full size.
I did, yes.
And this, how did that weigh out for you?
I knew after living in the burro last year, just having the headspace and the length, it felt just the right amount of space for me.
Okay.
And so the cargo van was the same, and I felt like I didn't want to go smaller than that and feel super cramped. And when if I go somewhere where it's raining and I don't want to go into a coffee shop or library, I don't want to feel claustrophobic like I did there. Just because I couldn't move the stuff around. So I made this open. I felt like it was the right amount of storage, and so far it's been great.
And so to a degree, because you're in a technical job working in front of a screen all day, or quite a while,
Yeah.
you needed a little more office desk space.
Yes.
And that would have been more difficult in a minivan.
Yes.
Much more.
Yes. But as far as the work goes, I work part-time now, and it's good. It's still up and down. My schedule's based around the people I work for schedule, so I can't be like, okay, November's coming up, I need extra work when they don't have it. So I'm definitely looking for opportunities for freelance and also seasonal work. I've done a lot of seasonal work for the Forest Service, BLM, that kind of stuff. You know, even retail. Just Christmas is coming up, the holidays, and you know, a month or two of that I can totally handle.
Right. Most nomads find that adding a supplemental income is not all that hard.
Yeah.
As you travel around, especially if you're seasonal, and you can go where the season is where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
You can go wherever it has to work.
Yep.
And by living in the van, you have reduced your living expenses pretty much to absolute bare bone minimum.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So you need less money, and therefore it's less of a major concern to you. Where's my next check coming from?
Yes. Oh yeah. I mean, this saves me, you know, just buying this, even with all the expense that I put into it, with the high top and, you know, some maintenance on the van, it's still what I would have paid for a very low rent apartment in a year.
Right.
So, I mean, to me, that's worth it already.
Yes.
For the next year.
Right. So money-wise, living in a van is just a tremendous help.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so would you mind showing us around? I think you really have made a wonderful home.
Yeah. Well, this layout is actually based off of, I think it was a Fiat that I saw, you know, on a video that somebody did it like a caravan thing over in England. Most people put their bed, you know, across the whole back, so there's no walking space. I just knew that I really wanted to be able to get in and out the back if I needed to. And this bed also flips up. If I have to be in here, I want to be able to stretch out and not feel claustrophobic.
So you can do yoga in here now?
I can do yoga in here with the bed up. Yes, I have enough room. I like to be outside and I like to cook outside, but going in and out to prep and get food in and out, it was a hassle. So I knew that I wanted a big enough counter space that if I still had stuff on the counter, I also had workspace.
Right.
This, by the way, is one of my favorite things in the world for camping. I don't know why I didn't have this my entire life, but this is my hair washer. This is my super powered cleaner for dirty pots and pans. It works amazing. And it's a little mini shower.
So basically that is a pump up garden sprayer.
Yes, it is.
Like 1 gallon or half gallon?
I think it's, yeah. Maybe a liter. 1.5 quarts. That's all it is.
You just pump it up and you got pressure.
I've got pressure and it stays on. It has a little nozzle thing here. And it stays on. So I don't have to keep holding it and just wash and go.
So basically I always ask, how do you take a shower? And that's how you take a shower.
Yeah, I actually had one of the big ones, the 2-gallon sprayers with the shower nozzle on it last year, and that's what I used for my sink. And it was great for capacity, but you constantly had to pump the pressure back into it. It lost pressure very quickly because a lot of water came out. So I wish I'd known about that. I mean, I would have taken that backpacking if I would have known about that 20 years ago. Absolutely. But,
so you have a background in backpacking?
Yes. Yeah, I actually used to work. I started, my first favorite job was the Yellowstone Youth Conservation Corps. So I would go into the backcountry of Yellowstone for a week at a time, back on the weekends. But yeah, pretty amazing if you've never seen the backcountry of Yellowstone. You really haven't seen Yellowstone. And
that really sets you up to be a van dweller.
Yes.
If you can think like a backpacker when you're setting up your van,
yep,
then you're way far ahead.
Absolutely. It definitely helps. And knowing you get used to carrying only what you need. And
so to carry that over, you just weighed your van and it's very light.
Yes. It's not completely full. I still have a few things to move in, but it was just under 6,000 pounds. Which
for a high top van is really, really good.
Mm-hmm. I really haven't put that much weight into it, which is good because that was my goal.
Right.
Knowing it's just a half-ton E150, so I knew it did not have the huge payload of the E350.
Okay, so you've got, and do you work, you have a laptop, I'm assuming.
I do. I have a little table, which I didn't put in here because I'm still sort of in the house, my mom's house. But it's the kind that the table itself flips down and the legs fold in, so it's one flat piece. But it will tuck in, the legs tuck in underneath, so I can sit on the bed and work with it. I had an idea in my head. I saw somebody else do this and it was brilliant. I really recommend this, but I went to the liquor store and I got a bunch of empty boxes and I laid it out in here. And I said, okay, the bed's gonna take up this much room. I'm gonna have this much room left for the toolbox, some storage. This is gonna be all counter space, and I did it the right height. And it really helped me know that this was, okay, I wanted this 18 inches. That was gonna be perfect. You know, I thought maybe 18 inches. And then I put it here and it was like, yes, that's the right length.
Having the same high top you have, then you've added a board or something here. Oh no, you left this on.
Yeah,
this is the original roof.
Yes.
Right here.
That's right. This is just the metal roof, and it is a little flexible. You know, it's not the sturdiest, but you know, these aren't gonna fall off. I did drill screws in these. These are just you know, planters. I put this up because I did put this blue insulation up here. So I built this little frame just to help keep the insulation up back here.
There is insulation up there?
Yep, this is all insulated.
Oh, so that's styrofoam?
Painted. Yeah, the blue styrofoam.
Blue styrofoam.
Stuff. Yep. So the insulation on the walls is actually a flexible fiberglass that's double-sided, double-coated with aluminum. That wraps around water heaters.
Water heater blanket.
Yes. And
I've used that. It works well.
Yeah, it does work really well. And so that's just on both walls. And then I put on this side, I put vinyl just because I thought there might be some splashing of food and stuff. And so it's, you know, waterproof. And on this side, it's just a heavier duty fabric, like those blackout curtains. But it's the stuff that you put on the reverse side of blackout curtains. Probably my favorite pastime will be sitting in the hammock.
Oh wow.
So I can either sit this way and move my table over and do my computer work as I'd like, or if it's a beautiful morning and I want to drink coffee and look at the lake.
Well, you can open the door, sit and look out.
Exactly. Turn around. I have my room with the view.
Wow. That is really impressive.
Yeah. And I actually have these hooks at every corner and in the middle. And I have a full-length hammock that will go either way with the bed up. So I guess really the only thing left up here is just this top storage. So
you left on the first couple feet above the cab. That's pretty standard.
Yes. Came all the way to here. And then this is just one of those cargo things.
Just a standard net.
For a truck. And I can pull it off as I want to get to stuff if I want to.
And over here, I don't think we've looked at this. This is just a framework you built to hold stuff.
Yeah, these are just cut up pallets.
Oh, wow.
A free pallet. And I measured, you know, this was the full original length. So I really left it how it was. The only thing that I changed is I moved a board here.
I just think you've done a great job with almost no weight, super simple build, really pretty, just nice little touches of color here and there.
Yeah.
Well insulated. Really, really good job.
Thanks. It's been fun. I've loved almost every minute of it. I hated the insulation, but everything else was very fun to do.
Good.
Yep.
So Jamie, thank you so much for sharing your home with us. It was really, really good.
You're
I think
welcome.
you've got some great ideas and people will be inspired. So everyone out there, thanks for watching, and take some of these lessons to heart, and you can do it too. So until next time, like us on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. See you later.